And just your name and address, Joe. Camera. Got to be on the camera.
Your Honor, ladies and gentlemen of the Common Council, my name is Joe Tabersack, 110 Easttown Road. I'm here today first to thank you for taking up a matter. I believe it's number 18 on your agenda tonight. This is a matter that I've worked on. It involves some state funding that I was able to acquire working with the city and some colleagues up in Hartford, money that will go towards funding a feasibility study for running public water and in general addressing some water issues that we have up in the Aqua Vista neighborhoods. And when I say Aqua Vista neighborhoods, I mean by that to include Frandon Drive, Boulder Ridge, the communities in that area. Most people that are familiar with it understand what I'm saying by that, but there are a couple neighborhoods up there. Basically, what I wanted to suggest tonight is that the Common Council consider holding a what I would call a neighborhood meeting, for lack of a better word, and in so doing, inviting the residents of these different neighborhoods to come to an informal setting, whether it's here or at the PAL building, which is closer to the ward, and where people could come down, talk about the different community well systems that exist up there. I think anyone who's looked at this issue will find all of these different community well systems have different issues, different challenges, and some of them different strengths. And I think that by having a neighborhood meeting before the city really gets too far into contracting out the consulting services, what we'll be able to do is we'll be able to hear from everybody, we'll be able to hear their experiences, we'll all learn a lot more about what these different systems are faced with, the different challenges we have. And what we'll be able to also do, there's a twofold benefit there. Not only will people be able to speak directly to city officials, they'll be able to speak to the engineers, hopefully, that we'll be hiring to do this feasibility work. That way, any ideas that they come up with, any resolutions will be as comprehensive as possible to address the various issues and also to take advantage of the different strengths that some of these water systems have. So I thank you all for taking that up, this matter up tonight. I hope you can all support it, and I hope you can also support this idea of a neighborhood meeting. Thank you very much for your time.
Thanks, Joe. Would any other member of the public wish to address the council this evening?
Good evening. My name is Bob Williams, Frandon Drive. Regarding number 18, I wish to thank the mayor and the council for allowing me to say something. I am a resident of Frandon Drive, been there for approximately 30 years. The consideration that you're giving vis-a-vis potentially taking care of a water situation, I appreciate. What I would like to do, though, is make sure that we go beyond just an Aqua Vista and/or a Frandon Drive. We take into consideration the Snug Harbors as well as the Coach Hills. It's a continuum that I believe, and again, I'm not an engineer, but I believe that you'll find that the aquifer that supports us is supporting more than what we think it is. And all I would ask is that you support this and bring the communities within it and within the sphere of the request to have us participate in it prior to too much money being spent and finding ourselves being myopic. Thank you.
Any other member of the public? Basso? Get your name.
Hi, everybody. Good evening. First of all, I want to congratulate all the winners. It was a great, I enjoyed doing this job for 12 years. Oh, my name is Pauline Basso. I live on Hoyt Street. And that's in Danbury. And yes, I did get my assessment. And I want to congratulate, like I say, all the winners. It was a great job. I had it for 12 years. The money you make is absolutely fantastic. I mean, that's one thing that's great about it. But what I want to ask tonight is I want to talk about number 27 on the agenda. I'm asking that you give your full support to something like this. This is for the school, for the improvement of the high school. This has got to go to referendum in February because this is for a sprinkler system for the Danbury High School that we need desperately. This is safety for our children, and I'm hoping that you're all going to back it completely. And what I'd like to say is Merry Christmas to all, and to all a very blessed New Year. Thank you.
Grasso. Ma'am, your hand was up in the back.
Hi, my name is Linda Galloway. I live at 231 Thaddeus Avenue in Aqua Vista. For those of you who don't know, Aqua Vista represents about 100 households. I'm here today to talk about item 18 on your agenda and to support Joe Tabersack's recommendation of a neighborhood meeting related to this feasibility study about the water issues in our neighborhood. Joe, you know this is an item that is of great interest and importance to our neighborhood. You and I have talked about this a couple of times over the last several weeks. You've committed your help, which we appreciate. In fact, just as you know, last month I collected about 50 signatures at our neighborhood meeting in October. The people on this list feel the water issue is not getting the attention it deserves from the city, and we're very concerned. And not because our water system is failing. In fact, quite the contrary. Our system is actually very productive. But the state testing requirements right now are very onerous. It's costing each of our households about $500 a year just to meet the testing requirements to keep our system up to code. And this is a very heavy financial burden for our neighbors. So I do ask that before this study gets underway, we have an opportunity to meet with the city engineers and the consultants that will be involved in this study. I feel this meeting would have 3 benefits. First of all, it will give us an opportunity to brief you about our water system's history, its strengths, some of the issues involved with some of the surrounding communities. We can make available to you about 25 years of detailed records as well as voluminous testing results, and also potentially discuss how we feel our system could help those in need in our area. The second benefit is that we do believe this could expedite the completion of the study. And finally, I think it would be of benefit to our neighbors who are, quite frankly, feeling starved for information right now and a bit underserved. Thank you.
Any other member of the public that wishes to address the council this evening? Any other member of the public that wishes to address the council this evening? Seeing none, then we'll move on with our regular meeting and the agenda that's in front of you. Before we get started on the actual items that are on the agenda, I just want to make note of some important events that are coming up and encourage council support and participation when they can do that. On December 5th, tomorrow, there's a new project called Project Homeless Connect that we're operating out of the Danbury Elks Lodge. It's an opportunity for us to put people in contact with the many different services that are available here in the city of Danbury. I want to thank Paul Shirlow for kind of spearheading this along with Scott and Caitlin as well for their hard work. And so we encourage you to take a gander down and check it out and certainly talk to some of our more stressed population in the community and see how we might help them to overcome the challenges they face. At 2:30 we have, assuming a positive vote tonight from our council, we have the swearing-in ceremony for our new deputy fire chief. Mr. Riley has been organizing something on the tomorrow as well, and Bob, you can go ahead and make your brief announcement.
Thank you, Your Honor. First of all, I apologize for the short notice, but it was very difficult lining up all the people involved in this effort. There will be an informal open house for the public and elected officials at the Brookside Commons tomorrow between 9 o'clock and 1 o'clock. It is a chance for the public to see the facilities there, to speak to some of the students that are attending Western State University that are living at that project right now. If you decide to go, we hope you do, please use the Charles Bardo garage for parking, because all the assigned places for parking right around that area are for students, okay? So if you go there, and we hope you do, it'd be a good time to see what's going on. So thank you very much. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Councilman, for your hard work on that issue, and certainly encourage the council to stop by at any point between 9 a.m. and 1 p.m., and members of the public who are watching tonight that want to take a look at the facility and spend a little time there, understanding a little bit about the impact we're trying to make in our downtown. In addition to that, I also want to just make note on December 7th at 6:30 p.m., we have the Pearl Harbor Ceremony Day. That ceremony takes place inside the War Memorial Building in Rogers Park. It's about a 20-minute ceremony. We thank our Council of Veterans for doing their hard work. We also, this weekend, the Nutcracker is being performed at Danbury High School. That's always an interesting event, and I get to reprise my role as Mother Ginger one more time this year with my special bustier and new outfit. I'm very excited about that, and encourage the council to come down and check it out. We also have, on the 16th, the Germantown Volunteer Fire Department Ladies Auxiliary is having their first annual breakfast with Santa at 38 Germantown Road. Just a couple other housekeeping notes the council should be aware of. City Hall will be closed on December the 24th at noon in observance of Christmas Eve. We'll also obviously be closed on Christmas Day, and we'll be closed on New Year's Eve, December 31st. That falls on a Monday, so we opted to allow our employees to take the day off, come back refreshed on January the 2nd. Obviously, if there are any questions or concerns about any... Oh, and let me also just mention that there is a first night this year, and that is taking place between 4 and 8 p.m. I know that Dwayne Perkins has been working on that, as well as Ted Kasumpis in my office, along with Andrea Gardner, so we want to thank them for their hard work. And if you check citycenterdanbury.com, you'll be able to find out a schedule of events and where you can go for that. We have a number of birthdays this month, so I just want to take a second to recognize them. Greg Seabury, our new majority leader, turns 45 on December the 13th. Congratulations, Greg. Happy birthday to you. Our council minority leader, Tom Sadi, turns, how old, Tom? Is he really 38? Okay, no way. 28 on December the 15th. Congratulations, Tom. And on December 20th, Councilman Shay Negerseth turns 19. Congratulations, Shay. All the best to all of you. And again, if there's any other issues, items, or events, you want to know best time to go, contact Wendy in my office, and she'll be happy to let you know while we'll be there. That concludes our announcements for the evening. Mr. President, the minutes, please.
Your Honor, at this time, I'd like to make a motion that we waive the reading of the minutes, as all members have copies, and copies are on file in the city clerk's office.
Motion made and seconded by Councilman Chianese to waive the reading of the minutes, as all members have copies. Are there any additions, deletions, or corrections to the minutes as presented? Seeing none, then I'll try your minds in acceptance of the minutes. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, signify by saying nay. Ayes have it. Motion carries unanimously. I did neglect to mention Troop 9 that's here tonight. Gentlemen, we thank you for being here. Keep up the good work, and I certainly appreciate your care and concern for our city. So thank you for coming. In fact, why don't you stand up and be recognized so we can give you a nice round of applause. Parents, thank you for all that you do for their success. Mr. Majority Leader, the consent calendar, please.
Thank you, Your Honor. Consent calendar, December 4, 2007. Number 2, receive the communication and approve the appointment of Council Member Phil Curran, Louise McMahon, Paul Rotello, and the reappointment of Alan T. Boyce and Mark S. Corey to the Government Entities Review Committee. Number 3, receive the communication and approve the appointment of Gary A. Dufel to the Candlewood Lake Authority with a term to expire April 1st, 2010. Number 4, receive the communication and approve the reappointment of James Derwin, Sharon Kelly, Helen Miller, as well as the appointment of J.R. Gieb as members of the Commission on Aging. Number 5, receive the communication and approve the appointment of Helen N. Hofstadter as an alternate member of the Planning Commission with a term to expire January 1, 2010. Number 9, receive the communication and approve the transfer of $450,000 to the Police Department Special Services account number 2000.5052 as requested. Number 10, receive the communication and approve the transfer of $20,000 to the Fire Department Special Services account number 2010.5052 as requested. Number 11, receive the communication and approve the acquisition of the described easements for the Still River Greenway that will allow the city to maintain the easement corridor for passive recreation use. Number 15, receive the communication and approve the time extension as requested. Number 16, receive the communication and approve the resolution regarding non-union employee benefits. Number 17, receive the communication and approve the resolution authorizing the property acquisition of the Hawthorne Terrace water system. Number 18, receive the communication and approve the resolution authorizing the City of Danbury to accept funding from the State of Connecticut Department of Public Health to conduct a water feasibility study for the area known as Aqua Vista. Number 19, receive the communication and approve the resolution authorizing the City of Danbury Health, Housing, and Welfare Department to submit a request for funding from the State of Connecticut Department of Public Health to expand school-based health center services. Number 20, receive the communication and approve the resolution authorizing the City of Danbury Health, Housing, and Welfare Department to submit a request for funding from the State of Connecticut Department of Public Health for the described school-based health center improvements. Number 21, receive the communication and approve the resolution authorizing the City of Danbury Health, Housing, and Welfare Department to submit a request for additional funding for the State of Connecticut Department of Public Health for the described school-based health center program. Number 22, receive the communication and approve the resolution authorizing the City of Danbury Department of Elderly Services to apply for and accept funding from the Women's Club of Danbury/New Fairfield for the purchase of a kiln. 23, receive the communication and approve the resolution authorizing the City of Danbury Public Library to submit a request for funding from the Fairfield County Community Foundation to provide greater access to the computer tutoring program for the Danbury's ESL population. Number 24, receive the communication and approve the resolution authorizing the City of Danbury Fire Department to execute a personal service agreement with the State of Connecticut Department of Health, the Department of Emergency Management, and the Homeland Security to acquire a mass casualty trailer. Number 25, receive the communication and approve the resolution authorizing the City of Danbury Health, Housing, and Welfare Department to submit a request for funding from the State of Connecticut Department of Public Health for the purpose of bioterrorism and flu hazardous control. And finally, number 29, receive the report and approve the recommendations of the committee.
Thank you, Mr. Majority Leader.
You're welcome, sir.
What's your pleasure, Council? Councilman Cavo.
I make a motion that we accept the consent calendar, adopt the consent calendar as presented.
Motion made and seconded by Councilman Perkins. Any discussion regarding the consent calendar? Seeing none, then I'll try your minds. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed signify by saying nay. Ayes have it, motion carries unanimously. For those of you that are here for the Aqua Vista water study, we just passed it on consent. You're welcome to stay and have enjoy our civics, but if you want to go home and watch the game on TV, we understand too. Just want to let you know what happened to that. So, Madam Clerk, item 1, please.
Communication, appointment of Deputy Fire Chief. Dear Common Council members, I am pleased to submit for your confirmation the appointment of Thomas J. Weedle, Jr., 12 Brighton Street, Danbury, for the position of Deputy Fire Chief of the Danbury Fire Department. I selected T.J. Weedle following a competitive selection process. T.J. began his firefighting career in Danbury as a volunteer with the Citizen Hose Company No. 6 in 1972. He was appointed to the Danbury Fire Department in 1980, promoted to lieutenant in 1999, achieved the rank of fire inspector in January 2005, and assumed his current position of deputy fire marshal following his appointment in October 2005. TJ is a dedicated professional firefighter with a 27-year career in the Danbury Fire Department. A Danbury native and graduate of Danbury High School, TJ was a successful small business owner for 21 years until he sold the business last year to focus on his goal of becoming the next deputy chief. TJ achieved numerous professional fire technology certifications from the Connecticut State Fire Academy, Norwalk Community College, Waterbury State Tech, Mattatuck Community College, and Naugatuck Community College. A graduate of the Aviation Career Academy, TJ is a commercial pilot and certified flight instructor. TJ and his wife, Denise, are the proud parents of 4 children, Michael, Kevin, Brian, and Sean. Thank you for consideration of this appointment. Sincerely, Mark D. Boughton, Mayor.
It's your pleasure, Counsel. Councilman Johnson.
Thank you, Your Honor. I've had the pleasure of knowing and working with TJ for the last 27 years. We worked together as firefighters and then lieutenants on A shift, and most recently as deputy fire marshals. In that time, TJ was always there giving 110%. There is no one more deserving of this position than TJ. TJ is not only truly dedicated to his family, but to the fire department and to the city of Danbury. So I am honored to make the motion to receive the communication and confirm the appointment of Thomas Weedle to Deputy Fire Chief.
Motion made and seconded by Councilman Cavo. Any discussion about Mr. Weedle's appointment as Deputy Fire Chief for the Danbury Fire Department? Seeing none, then I'll try your minds. All those in favor of the appointment, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, signify by saying nay. Ayes have it. Motion carries unanimously. TJ, I just want to congratulate you, and I want to say to this council and to those folks that are watching at home, I've been mayor and blessed to be mayor of the city for the last 6+ years. This is the toughest decision I've had to make. We had 2 great candidates. Charlie Schlegel's here tonight to show you what a gentleman he is, and TJ Weedle, and both of these individuals support each other through the process. Unfortunately, at the end of the day, you can only pick one, but we're blessed to have these 2 professionals serve us. TJ, I'm excited to have you working with us on the command staff and working with my administration to further the fire service. And we certainly, I know that Jeff Harold, our chief, is excited as well. Thankful he's not going to be the only one out at 3 a.m. with me looking at fires and talking about how we're going to deploy everybody. But you've done a great job. You deserve this promotion, and I'm really looking forward to working with you. I know the entire council agrees with that as well. So God bless you. I know that you brought some family, and we'd certainly like to meet them, especially your son, your children, and your wife. So.
I have with me tonight my son Kevin, my son Sean, my son Brian, my wife Denise, my son Michael, and grade school are I'd just like to say they're all part of 2-9 as well. This is wonderful.
Well, hopefully we can kill 2 birds with 1 stone then. Denise, thank you for sharing TJ with us, and TJ, congratulations, and we look forward to you moving up the career ladder, and again, I look forward to working with you in the future. Thank you. Items 2 through 8, excuse me, item 2 through 5 are on consent. Madam Clerk, item 6.
Communication, request to purchase land. Dear common council members, the common council at your June 6, 2006 meeting approved a lot line revision between the City of Danbury and GRC Property Investment and Development, LLC, for property neighboring Terrywell Park at Southern Boulevard and Brushy Hill Road. Your action carried several conditions for acceptance, and GRC has since redesigned their proposal with lower density of development. My intentions are to protect the Hearthstone Castle from encroaching development by firming up the boundaries of Terrywell Park below the castle and providing an efficient sewer and water easement to the castle site from Southern Boulevard. GRC's revised proposal will allow us to accomplish these goals and hit a 4-acre contiguous parcel to Terrywell Park. We commissioned an appraisal of this parcel. We commissioned an appraisal of this parcel, and the stated value is $200,000. GRC is proposing to sell the parcel to the city for $200,000. I am requesting an authorization to proceed with the purchase of the 2.9 acre parcel. Thank you for your consideration of this matter. Sincerely, Mark D. Bowden, Mayor.
Let me just correct the communication. The total land mass is 2.903 acres. So there's a sentence in there that says 4 acres. It's 2.903 acres. With that, what's your pleasure, Council? Councilman Seabury.
Thank you, Your Honor. I'd like to make a motion to authorize Mayor Mark Boughton to proceed forward in an effort to purchase said property on behalf of the city of Danbury.
Second.
Motion made and seconded by Councilwoman Stanley. Discussion about the proposed purchase. Mr. Visconti.
Thank you, Your Honor. Just for the record, to make sure that we are not selling or transferring any land to the developer, and also whatever building will be put on the site would be strictly what is put before us at this time. That has been changed from the previous description.
First part of your question is that's correct. There's no other land that's exchanging hands related to this. It's a straight purchase. If you remember, this is what we commonly refer to as the tongue, which lies beneath the Hearthstone Castle, and includes a strip of land about 20 feet wide that goes to Southern Boulevard, which will allow us to run sewer and water if we ever get development of the castle the way we want. So it's actually a very wise purchase in that sense. The property is to remain in designated open space. Once we purchase it, we'll then deed it over to Terrawell to add to their total property. We may have to come back to the council to do that deed as a matter of course. And the second piece of that question was related to building.
Yeah, just whatever building is going to be done there is strictly what he has presented to us at this time, which is a newer look.
There's currently 2 houses that are in that parcel. His intention is to rebuild those 2 houses and obviously sell them. And then there are 2 other lots that are consistent with our regulations, our subdivision regulations, and he can build on those. The benefit for the city is that if we didn't purchase this land, he could then get another house on this particular parcel, again, breaking up the sight line of the castle and also encroaching in the middle of the park. So it's something that we certainly would deem valuable to protecting Terrawell. Further discussion. Mr. Shianese, and then we'll get to Mr. Sadi.
Thank you, Your Honor. I guess the question could go either to you, Your Honor, or to the finance director. But the way I read this, you're also requesting $200,000 as well
That is
to
correct.
purchase this. And if that's so, is there a certification of funds of where this is going to come from?
I spoke with the Director of Finance this morning. We feel it's best at this point to take it from fund balance, and he'll provide a written certification of funds to members of the council. He'll certify verbally now, but we'll provide a written certification within the next day or two. Mr. Sadi.
Thank you, Your Honor. Well, just to follow up on what you said, just ask the finance director to certify verbally right now on the record. With your indulgence, please.
That'll work.
Certify that the funds will come from fund balance.
Thank you very much. And then 2 just follow-up questions to you, Your Honor, based on the previous comments. So effectively, if this goes through, it actually would reduce the number of houses that could be built by the private developer on the property abutting Terrawell Park. Is that correct? From 5 to 4.
Correct, yes.
And then with regard to the certification of funds, that certification would be communicated to all council members prior to a council meeting that we could then, if there was any concern, the council could act on it if necessary.
Absolutely. We'll provide that to you in writing. Final negotiations, I'll ask the Corporation Counsel's Office to draft contracts and before the end of the year, but you'll get that within the next day or two.
And then one final thing, if I could ask for the maker of the motion either to add this to the motion or to add as a friendly amendment that this be, unless he or she already said this, I apologize, pending a positive recommendation from the Planning Commission.
I think we'll accept that as a friendly amendment. Mr. Seabury? Okay, so pending a positive recommendation from Planning. I think Planning's meeting is the 13th, maybe? No, that's a Friday, right? Is it tomorrow? too late to get on tomorrow's agenda, we'll have to wait till the second meeting in December to do that. But
Thank you.
okay. Any other discussion related to this purchase? Mr. Perkins.
Thank you, Your Honor. Through you. This block of land is separate from that 5.195 acres that was generated through the land swap deal from before, last November?
Correct. Yes. Yes.
Thank you.
Further discussion? Seeing none, then I'll try your minds on the purchase. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed, signify by saying nay. Ayes have it, motion carries unanimously. Madam Clerk, item 7, please.
Communication donation to the Department of Elderly Service. Your Mayor, Fountain, members of the council, the Department of Elderly Services has received the following donation for the 4 performances by the cellmates, which is the Senior Center Band and the Senior Center Chorus and the following. Houston Home Salisbury, 25. Hope Hall, 50. Brookfield AARP, 50. Putnam Ridge, 25. Almost Home, 25. Please accept these donations and transfer the above $175 to July 500235311 professional services. In addition, we have received another donation of cash in the memory of Vincent Jimmy C. Rea, Mr. and Mrs. Kenneth C. Bucko of Madison, Connecticut, donated $25. Mrs. Rea has again left to the discretion of this writer to put the money towards any senior center need. Therefore, please accept this donation and transfer the $25 to line item 500235311 professional services. Thank you. Respectfully, Susan Ann Simonello, Director of Elderly Services.
Thank you, Council. Mr. Cavo?
Thank you, Your Honor. At this time, I'd like to make a motion that we receive the communication and accept the donation of the combined $200 and apply it to line item 50025311 professional services and send the required letters of thanks.
Motion made and seconded by Councilman Seabury. Any discussion about the donation? Seeing none, then I'll try your minds. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, signify by saying nay. Ayes have it, motion carries unanimously. Madam Clerk, item 8, please.
Communication donation to the city holiday party. The City of Danbury holiday party will be held on Wednesday, December 12, 2007. As a part of the festivities, door prizes will be raffled to those attending. There are several businesses and individuals who have graciously donated a door prize. The list of donations is as follows. Spirits and Such, 4 bottles of wine, approximately $40. Exit 4 liquor store, 5 bottles of wine, approximate value $50. Connecticut Martial Arts, 1 free month of karate or kickboxing classes, $99 value. New Beginning Salon a Day Spa, 20-minute chair massage, $25 value. Dawn Pizzazz, manicure and pedicure, $69. Roma Deli, $50 gift certificate. Spazzy Restaurant, $50 gift certificate. Molly Darcy Pub, $50 gift certificate. Vic B's Eatery, $25 gift certificate. I'm requesting that the Common Council accept the donation at its December meeting. Please feel free to contact me should you require information. Thank you. From Virginia Olasco Warner, Director, Personnel.
Thank you. Madam Clerk, what's your pleasure, Council? Councilman Visconti?
Thank you, Your Honor. At this time, I'd like to accept the donations as read and send the appropriate letter.
Second.
Made and seconded by Mr. Trombetta. Any discussion about the donation? I forgot to mention the holiday party, which is this, Ms. Alasko, December 12th, and cost is $25. You can see Jenny up here on the 3rd floor if you'd like to attend. We want to extend a warm invitation to everybody that's here, and that's at the Elks Lodge, right? 6 p.m. Okay. Any other discussion related to the donations? Seeing none, then, I'll try your minds. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, signify by saying nay. Ayes have it, motion carries unanimously. Items 9, 10, and 11 were on consent. Madam Clerk, item 12, please.
Communication, request for ad hoc, Connecticut Film Festival.
Pleasure, Council. Councilwoman Diggs?
Thank you, Your Honor. I want to make the referral to send to an ad hoc committee with Director of Finance and Director of Economic Development.
Ad hoc committee shall consist of the following: Councilwoman Diggs, Councilman Calandrino, and Councilman Rotello. Madam Clerk, item 13, please.
Communication, request for water, 119 Westall Avenue.
Pleasure, Council. Councilman Riley.
Thank you, Your Honor. I'd like to make a motion to refer item number 13 to the Planning Commission and City Engineering for their evaluation and subsequent reports back to the council of the whole. Thank you.
Seeing no objection is so ordered. Madam Clerk, item 14.
Communication, request for sewer and water, 88 South Street.
What's your pleasure, council? Councilman Riley?
Thank you, Your Honor. I'd like to make a motion to refer item number 14 to the Planning Commission and City Engineering for their evaluation and subsequent reports back to the council of the whole. Thank you.
Mr. Calvo?
Your Honor, this is a pending discussion with city engineer and with some other department heads. We're trying a different approach on some of these sewer and water extensions, and we want to just make sure that it's stated in the public record that we do not want to surrender our right to have an ad hoc committee if we need to after the reports come back.
Duly noted. Seeing no objection, then so ordered. Item 15 through 25 are on consent. Madam Clerk, item 26, please.
Report, ordinance, and resolution, acquisition of open space.
Pleasure, council. Mr. Calvo.
Your Honor, at this time, I'd like to make a motion that without objection, we waive the reading of the minutes of the committee report.
Motion been made to waive the reading of the minutes of the committee report. Is there a second? Any discussion about waiving that? Seeing all members have copies. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, signify by saying nay. Ayes have it, motion carries. The minutes have been waived. Mr. Calvo? Ms. Teichel, excuse me.
Thank you, Your Honor. I'd like to make a motion to receive the communication, accept the committee recommendation, and adopt an ordinance making appropriations aggregating $16 million for acquisition of open space, improvements to city recreation facilities and paving, drainage, and thoroughfare beautification projects, and authorizing the issuance of $60 million bonds of the city to meet said appropriations, and pending the issuance thereof, and making of temporary borrowings of such purpose.
Made and seconded by Councilman Rotella. Any discussion about this proposal? Mr. Sadi.
Thank you, Your Honor. No question on the proposal. Just want to note for the record for item 27 as well as 28 and 29 that we did receive a supplemental communication indicating a public hearing had been held as required by ordinance.
That is duly noted. Thank you, Mr. Sadi. And let me just also thank the council for their unanimous support of this initiative. This is a tremendous initiative for the city, and it's certainly a courageous step by all of us as we look and seek to preserve and protect open space. So fantastic job by everybody. With that, further discussion? Seeing none, then I'll try your minds on sending this to referendum. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, signify by saying nay. Ayes have it, motion carries unanimously. Madam Clerk, item 27.
Report and ordinance and resolution, various school improvement projects.
Pleasure, council. Mr. Calvo.
Your Honor, at this time, I'd like to make a motion that without objection, we waive the reading of the minutes as all members have copies, and copies are on file in the city clerk's office.
Motion made and seconded by Councilman Perkins. Anybody want to hear the minutes tonight? Seeing none, then I'll try your minds. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, signify by saying nay. The reading of the minutes has been waived. Councilwoman Teichholz.
Thank you, Your Honor. I'd like to make a motion to receive the communication, accept the committee recommendation, and adopt an ordinance appropriating $2,900,000 for various school improvement projects at Danbury High School, and authorizing the issuance of $2,900,000 bonds of the city to meet said appropriations, and pending the issuance thereof, the making of temporary borrowings for such purpose.
Your pleasure, council. Second on her motion. Seconded by Mr. Cavo. Any discussion? Again, I want to thank the council for their concern about this issue, and it certainly will go a long way as we seek to realign and reorganize space. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, signify by saying nay. Ayes have it. Motion carries unanimously. Madam Clerk, item 28, please. Excuse me. At this time, we'll entertain a motion for adopting the resolution. Mrs. Teichholz?
Thank you, Your Honor. I'd like to make a motion to receive the communication and approve the resolution providing for a special city meeting.
Motion made and seconded by Mr. Shianisi. I just want to let the council know what this motion does is sets up the actual voting on February the 5th. We may be back in January. I'm going to need a small appropriation to run the voting, buy ballots, rent a couple of machines. We have done this in the past at the presidential preference primary. Seems to work pretty good. And so I just want to understand what the resolution that we're adopting is tonight. So with that, is there any other, we had a second, I assume. Okay, and any discussion? Seeing none, then I'll try your minds. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, signify by saying nay. Ayes have it, motion carries unanimously. Steischultz?
Thank you, Your Honor. I'd like to receive the communication and approve the resolution providing for notice of special city meeting.
Motion made and seconded again by Mr. Shianisi. Again, just an explanation. This sets up the second question for a vote by the voters on February the 5th. Any discussion? Seeing none, then I'll try your minds. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
By saying nay. Ayes have it, motion carries unanimously. Madam Clerk, item 28, please.
Report and ordinance, other post-employment benefit trusts.
Mr. Cabo?
Your Honor, for the last time tonight, I'd like to, unless someone has a burning desire, I'd like to waive the reading of the minutes, as all members have copies, and copies are on file in the city clerk's office.
Motion made and seconded by Mr. Perkins to waive the reading of the minutes. All those in favor of waiving the reading of the minutes, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, signify by saying nay. Ayes have it, motion carries unanimously. Item 28, please. Mrs. Diggs.
Thank you, Your Honor. I want to make a motion to receive the communication and adopt the ordinance for the other post-employment benefit trust.
Second.
Motion made and seconded by Councilman Rotello to adopt the ordinance related to the OPEB account. Any discussion? Seeing none, then I'll try your minds. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed, signify by saying nay. Ayes have it, motion carries unanimously. Item 29 was on consent. Madam Clerk, item 30, please.
Ad hoc report, acceptance of a monument.
You want to read this one? Mr. Cabo.
Bowden, Mayor, Common Council members. Chairman Joe Cabo called the meeting to order at 6:30 p.m. In attendance were committee members, Council members Joe Cabo, Pauline Basso, and John Esposito. Mayor Mark Bowden, Public Works Director Antonio Iadarola, Council members McMahon, Visconti, Kern, Cheney, and Valentino, ex officio, were also in attendance. Councilman Cabo read the call of the meeting to consider acceptance of the monument from the October agenda. Councilman Cabo asked Public Works Director Iadarola to give a brief update on the item. Mr. Iadarola stated the monument met all the guidelines of the zoning and building requirements for the placement of this monument. As of this date, no other organization has requested to place a monument on city property. Constructed under our supervision and standards so as not to be obtrusive. Councilman Esposito asked if guidelines exist to have the approval before monuments are built so we may avoid this situation in the future. Mr. Iadarola stated he would give the guidelines to any organization wishing to place a monument. Councilwoman Basso moved to accept the donation and send a letter of thanks, seconded by Councilman Esposito. Further discussion followed from ex-officio members Calandino, Cheney, and Visconti regarding restrictions and subject matter as to whether the guidelines have been reviewed by Corporation Council. Motion passed unanimously. Councilwoman Basso moved to adjourn at 6:47 p.m., seconded by Councilman Esposito. Motion passed unanimously. Respectfully submitted to Cabo, Chairman.
Thank you, Mr. President. What's your pleasure, Council? Councilman Stanley.
Thank you, Your Honor. I would like to make a motion to receive the communication and accept the donation of the monument and send a letter of thanks.
Motion made and seconded by Councilman Cavo. Is there any discussion? Mr. Sadi.
Thank you, Your Honor. Just a question through the chair to Mr. Iadarola. With regard to who would be the appropriate point of contact for organizations to go to if they wanted to request and then subsequently submit for review of proposal.
Let me just interject if I can, Mr. Sadi. We did a mailing to all of the various organizations out of my office, asking for initial contact back. Once they contact us, we'll then refer them to Mr. Iadrola to the design standards. And we already have letters out there, just so you know. And we just thought that would be a clean way to approach this. And the meeting and the placement would happen with Mr. Iadrola.
Thank you, Your Honor. Thank you, Mr. Iadrola. Very illuminating.
Sorry about that. Sorry, I wasn't aware of it. Great job, Mr. Iadrola.
Just to follow up then, I presume then if someone didn't receive a letter and they want to go through your office, and that would be forwarded on, and then the appropriate guidelines would be sent out?
Correct.
Okay, thank you.
Any other discussion? Seeing none, then I'll try your minds. All in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed, signify by saying nay. Ayes have it, motion carries unanimously. Mr. President, department reports.
Your Honor, at this time, I'd like to make a motion that we read the reading of the departmental reports as all members have copies, and copies are on file in the city clerk's office.
Motion made and seconded by Mr. Perkins to waive the reading of the reports. Discussion on department reports. Mr. Riley.
Thank you, Your Honor. Through the chair, please, Chief Harold.
Chief?
Thank you very much, Chief. I'm a little concerned with the two equipment failures within the workstation that serves the dictaphone voice logger. And if I might, a question, and I'm putting you on a spot maybe. Are you looking to have a place on a daily basis as a backup communication system in the near future? Are you looking, because of those two failures? Thank you, sir.
Actually, we met just yesterday with the vendor. We had budgeted monies, including enough to replace that unit. That unit runs out in March, where they will stop servicing it altogether. So we are actually already looking to replace it, and this was a bad set of circumstances with both of these units failing so close together over a few days' time. We have a proposal actually in the works for the next couple of days where I'll be approaching other finance director and such to try to get that in the works. But it is already in the budget. We knew it was going to happen. We just didn't think it was going to happen calamitously. So,
thank you very much, Chief. Just as a follow-up, is there anything that, as you just stated, is there anything this council can do to help you with this effort regarding, especially because it's such a safety issue?
yeah, the recording, this unit that we're looking into is a far more advanced unit, has a number of attributes that the old unit doesn't. It will have built-in backup. It's going to have a disk writer. It'll write the communications to disks automatically as well as keeping them digitally. It's a far better unit, and it will give us that backup and that support. And going forward, as there are some plans to considerably change the PSAP, the unit we're buying will be not infinitely perhaps, but far more adaptable for the future. It's far more expandable.
Okay, and Chief, I thank you very much, and I have to admit to you that I admire what you do and the fire department that is so wonderful in this city. Thank you again.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Mr. Riley, further discussion on department reports. Mr. Calandrino.
Your Honor, I'd like to thank Mr. Iadrola, Dukart, and Fareed for the wonderful job they did on Old Neversink Road. I've had so many compliments for the paving job. A&J came in within 2 days. The entire roadway was done, and it's well appreciated. So I wanted to make it known. You guys did a wonderful job. Thank you.
Good job, Duke and Antonio. Absolutely. Good job. Mrs. McMahon.
Thank you, Your Honor. I would also like to thank Antonio Iadrola, Dukart, and his crew for the help up on the upper part of King Street. We've had some severe water problems up there, a lot of ponding. So they have water, and they've diverted some of that water away and repaved, put in some drainage for us, and they did a great job, and it'll make it a lot safer for the residents up in that area. So thanks again, guys.
Thank you, Mrs. McMahon and Councilman Egerstedt, for your advocacy on that problem in your ward. Good job. Further discussion on department reports. Mr. Sadi.
Just a comment on the police report and direct to Chief Baker. No questions, sir, but just to comment in following up on concerns raised by many members of this council on both sides of the aisle with regard to traffic enforcement. People looked at their statistics. You'll see a 2- or 3-fold, particularly moving violations issued, and a significant amount of increased traffic enforcement. I want to thank the department for its responsiveness in that area. Thank you, Chief.
Further discussion on department reports? Seeing none, then I'll try your minds on accepting them. All in favor, please signify by saying aye. All opposed signify by saying nay. Ayes have it, motion carries unanimously. Before we go, I want to extend to all committees, and I also want to wish everybody a very happy and healthy holiday season. Enjoy yourselves, and look forward to seeing you in the new year. God bless you. Mr. Seabury. Motion made and seconded by Councilman Sadi. Any discussion about adjournment? Seeing none, I'll try your minds. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. All opposed signify by saying nay. We are adjourned.